Welcome back my YouTube channel Coin Discovery Old Zone. Today's video, we turn our attention to a well-known yet often misunderstood coin. This coin 2 new pence from 1971, issued by the United Kingdom. It may look simple at first glance, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The 2 new pence coin was introduced in 1971, a pivotal year in British monetary history. That year marked the full switch from the old pound SD system, pounds, shillings, and pence, to the decimal system. This process, known as Decimal Day, happened on February 15, 1971, and the 2 new pence was one of the very first decimal coins to enter circulation. The coin was minted in bronze and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, weighing 7.12 grams. It was designed by Christopher Ironside, whose initials can be found subtly on many UK coins of the era. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a portrait by Arnold Machin that would become iconic in the 1970s. That on the reverse, we see the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. Below the emblem are the words new pence, a term used during the early years of decimal coinage to help the public distinguish between the new system and the old one. That although millions of these coins were minted in 1971, over 1.5 billion, in fact, their historical significance makes them interesting for collectors, especially in pristine condition. The fact that this was the first year of decimalization gives the 1971 2 new pence a unique place in British numismatic history. This coin remained in circulation for many years. However, in 1982, the Royal Mint changed the wording on the reverse from new pence to simply 2 pence. This marked the end of the use of new, as the public had become fully accustomed to the decimal currency by then. Now, you might be wondering, if over 1 billion of these coins were made, how could they be valuable? The truth is, the average circulated 2 new pence 1971 coin doesn't carry much numismatic value. However, specific examples in mint or uncirculated condition, especially proof sets or error coins, can fetch higher prices depending on the demand. There's also confusion due to rare variations of the 1983 coin, where the phrase new pence was mistakenly used again, and those coins are indeed scarce and valuable. However, today we're strictly focused on the 1971 issue. The question of value always comes up. A common 1971 2 new pence in circulated condition may be worth only its face value, or slightly more to a collector looking to complete a decimal set. But a flawless proof specimen, one that has never been touched and was struck specially for collectors, can be valued anywhere from $5 to $100, depending on demand and condition. That said, in the world of coin collecting, rumors and myths often inflate expectations. You may have seen listings or videos claiming this coin is worth $1 million. To be very clear, no known example of the 1971 2 new pence has ever sold for that amount in a verified auction. Any claims of a $1 million sale are either satire, misinformation, or misunderstood listings. However, it's not impossible that a truly unique error version of this coin, perhaps a misstrike, a double die, or an experimental metal composition, could attract extremely high offers from specialist collectors. In the absence of such a specimen on record, the $1 million tag remains a fascinating what-if scenario, rather than a documented fact. For collectors, this coin still holds great sentimental and educational value. It represents the end of centuries-old currency and the beginning of a modern monetary system in the UK. Having a clean, original 1971 2 new pence coin in your collection is like owning a piece of everyday history that millions once held in their hands. Yet there's also beauty in the design. Christopher Ironside's reverse work captures both royal symbolism and national pride. The feathers of the Prince of Wales badge are delicate and sharp when well preserved, and collectors prize coins with minimal wear and full detail. The Queen's portrait, too, particularly in proof strikes, displays subtle detail and elegance. These small artistic elements often go unnoticed in day-to-day usage, but stand out dramatically under magnification or in professional grading slabs. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, this coin 2 new pence 1971 United Kingdom coin history. This coin 2 new pence coin from the year 1983 at first glance. The 1983 2 new pence may not seem unusual. It shares the same general design as other coins from the same era. But a rare mistake in the minting process makes this coin one of the most sought after by collectors. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to take a step back into the history of British coinage and the changes that took place in the late 20th century. In 1971, the United Kingdom underwent decimalisation, changing the currency system from pounds, shillings, and pence to a more straightforward decimal format. As part of this transformation, the 2 pence coin was introduced with the inscription "New Pence" to distinguish it from the older pre-decimal coins in circulation. This "New Pence" wording continued on the 2p coin from its introduction in 1971 until 1981. Beginning in 1982, the Royal Mint decided to remove the word "new" and replace it with just 2 pence. This was done because, by that time, the public had become fully accustomed to the new currency system. So, from 1982 onwards, all 2p coins were supposed to bear the inscription 2 pence on the reverse. However, in 1983, a small number of coins were mistakenly struck using the older, new pence dies instead of the updated ones. This minting error created one of the rarest modern British coins in existence. The 1983 2 new pence coin is therefore a mule, a term used in numismatics to describe a coin struck with mismatched dies. These coins are extremely rare because the Royal Mint was quick to catch and correct the error, making only a limited number available before the mistake was corrected. Now, let's look at the coin's design. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on all British decimal coins from 1968 until 1984. The Queen faces to the right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and is surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, along with the year 1983. On the reverse, the coin displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, which consists of a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. Beneath this badge is where the rare inscription, New Pence, appears, instead of the correct 2 pence for 1983 coins. The metal composition of the 2p coin in 1983 was bronze, made of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It weighs approximately 7.12 grams, and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. The edge is plain, with no reading or inscriptions, just a smooth finish. Only a handful of these error coins are believed to exist. The exact number is unknown, but estimates suggest fewer than 10 genuine examples have ever surfaced. This extreme rarity, combined with the fact that the error happened in a modern coinage system, makes it incredibly desirable to collectors. Now let's talk about value. Because of its rarity, the 1983 2 new pence coin has reached astounding prices at auction. In one of the most notable cases, a high-quality example was sold to a private collector for $2 million. Yes, $2 million. Most of these coins, if authenticated and in excellent condition, are valued in the six-figure range at minimum. Of course, condition plays a major role. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state condition with no wear are significantly more valuable than those that have been in circulation. But even a slightly worn version can still fetch tens of thousands of dollars, depending on market demand and provenance. That it's important to note that many people confuse ordinary 1983 2p coins with the rare variety. A normal 1983 coin should say 2 pence on the reverse. Only the error coins say new pence. If your coin says 2 pence, it is standard and carries minimal collector value. But if it says new pence and is verified as genuine, It could be worth a fortune that if you think you might have one of these rare coins, it's essential to have it authenticated by a reputable numismatic expert or grading service. There are counterfeits and altered coins out there, so professional verification is key before placing any value on it. This coin is a great example of how even modern pocket change can turn out to be a hidden treasure. It also shows the importance of paying close attention to details, especially in the world of coin collecting, where a single word can make all the difference. That brings us to the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, 2 new pence 1983 United Kingdom coin history,